Why did Chris Rea name his album Whatever Happened to Benny Santini? It was his first album. It was a big hit. Fool If You Think It's Over was on that album. And the engineer, Stuart Epps, talks about that era of working with Chris Rea. I just read a thing on Chris Rea that the fact that he had said that to, I think, Ultimate Classic Rock, he had said, well, I didn't really play the game. I didn't like playing the game. I'm just one of those guys that doesn't want to. What was your experience like working with him?
Each one of these is like I could do a book on each one, you see.
Yeah.
You know, I could talk forever. You've picked out the very top ones that I worked a lot with, you know. But Chris Rea, you know, I can do a lot on that. So but he came to Cookham as a kid, really. As a kid, although he was 21 or something. He wasn't a little kid, but he got this opportunity to work with Gus, Elton's producer. So it was a big deal, and he was signed to this record company, Magnet Records, and the head of Magnet Records is now Lord Levy. He was Michael Levy then, sort of very typical Jewish, bit like a young Dick James, entrepreneurial. Want to find the next Elton John or the next whatever it is, and so this young guy had come to him from up north, you know, a bit. What's the word? I don't know what the word is actually. Anyway, his name's Chris Rea. So Michael liked his songs, was going to put them together with Gus, but obviously, as far as he was concerned, Chris Rea is not going to be his name. I mean, that's just. You know, there's all sorts of Rea connotations, and that's just not a pop star name, is it, Chris Rea? So he comes up with this idea of calling Chris Benny Santini because he knows that he comes from Italian background, and he was very, very good looking, Chris, with curly blonde hair or whatever. Well, maybe it wasn't curly. Don't know where I got that from. But anyway, he looked very handsome, and he looked sort of Italian. Benny Santini. You don't know Chris, but you can only imagine what his reply to that was. You're a fucking girl, you give up. So, and that's why the first album was called Whatever Happened to Benny Santini.
Yeah.
But he pretty much told Michael Levy where he could stick that name. And in fact, he wrote a song about it, which is on that album. But anyway, as soon as I met Chris, we became great buddies. Because actually I'd been listening to his demos. Gus would play these demos that were very simplistic demos of Chris pretty much doing everything himself. And I love the songs. I don't remember thinking his voice was amazing, but I liked it a lot. And as soon as I met him, we just got on. We were just got on great straight away. And we started working on the first album at the Mill. And there was a song on it called Bows and Bangles. And as soon as I heard it, I could hear all the harmonies in the chorus. I love to sing harmonies. It's my favorite thing. So when they went home, I stayed behind and I stuck about 100 voices on it. Bows and bangles on your fingers. It sounded better in those days. Anyway, I played it to them in the morning and they loved it. And Chris loved it and Gus loved it. And I'm only 26 or something, 25 or something. So I was over the moon. I ended up doing all the backing vocals on the whole album then. And because Chris actually, although he's singing quite high on it, he didn't have a very high voice, so he couldn't reach them anyway. So making that first album was a pure joy. Absolutely brilliant. Then we did Deltics, which actually... I did completely because we had another engineer. We'll have more from Stuart Epps coming up the next few days. Remember, he produced so many people, engineered a lot of people. He was the engineer on the Coda album with Jimmy Page. Worked with The Firm, Twisted Sister, Elton John, Paul Rogers, Jimmy Page, and a host of others. If you want to get produced by him, he is available. Go to his website, stuartepps.co.uk. Remember, subscribe to our channel. We always love it when you join our team. Like our videos, spread the word, spread the videos on social media, and comment on them as well.
I'm John Beaudin. This is Rock History Music.